2000, we actually moved into here. So then we got the second room where the simulators are. Just have a quick look at the wall here. There's our 3 previous books. This is the Swing Factory, which of course was had the distinction of being on the Sunday Times bestsellers list, which is amazing for a golf book. This is a Golf Delusion that sold out its print run straight away. Golden Rule, which sold out its print run as well. See a few people here you might recognise. This is Gary Player, who used to have lessons off Leslie King. You can see Bruce Forsyth there. Friends Anton Deck, Richard Branson, Hugh Grant, Christopher Lee, used to be here for many, many years, the late Christopher Lee. And we go through to here, again, while we're looking at the walls, we see a few people that you might know from today. We've got Nancy Lawler, lovely Nancy, Evan Kay, we have Graham Edge from the Moody Blues, Gianluca Vialli, of course, and a few pictures here when we used to teach on tour. This is at the British Open in 1996. That's me and DJ's there somewhere with Stephen Ames. We're teaching Stephen and with Sevi Ballesteros and a young Sergio Garcia. And then Stephen actually won that Benson Hedges, which was great. If you have a look over here, this is Brian Ferry there, and then this one here, which is a great film, it's the greatest game ever played. It's a Walt Disney film. We were really pleased to help the actors prepare for. And it was great really, because when it was finished, we went to Disney's private studio in London to watch the sort of a premiere or a pre-release showing of the film, and then it was really great to actually see our names rolling down the end of the credits of Knightsbridge Golf School at the end of the film. Which was great. So this is the oldest picture of the school. This is from 1951, where Leslie King's with his pupil here. This is actually at the start of the book, the finishing school book. We have an illustration of that, and this is the original room. You might be interested in this picture here. This is Henry Cotton, 3 times British Open champion. He used to practice there. Here's Jude Inkster, of course, who's done the forward to finishing school. All the other pros here, and sort of experience of the professionals we used to teach during the 70s and 80s. We see a few over here as well. A few celebs from the old days, and plenty of these days. There's one of the old characters, Teddy Sir Alice, who used to come here. And if I take you through here now, I'm just going to show you, this is the original teaching room where Leslie King formed in 1951. Up until 2000, there was only this room. We used to teach everything in here, and we still do to this day. We give the lessons in here, we shape the swing up, we build a pupil's swing here, and then we go next door, we put them on the simulators, take them to the practice ground and then onto the golf course. So they learn the swing in here, they learn the shape, whilst they're thinking about it, whilst their conscious thought is going on, they learn the swing here, and once we take them next door, and they can start to manipulate the ball and shape their shots to where they need to go. Once the swing is relatively automatic. Word of mouth recommendations. So all you see here, this is February each year, going back all these years, and it's all booked out word of mouth. So everything we do in here, in this book and these videos, is to show you the experience of all these years we have teaching the golf swing. So just look at these diaries here. These diaries go back to the 80s, 90s, 2000. These go back to, well, these go back many, many years, and we have diaries upstairs that go back to the 80s. But you can see this here, for example, this is February. This is February 1989, 97, 1990, and the books are literally packed out. Word of mouth, recommendations only in the middle of winter. So everything we're showing you in these videos and everything you're going to read in the finishing school book, it all comes from the experience of these years. So it's 65 years of golf school. Small example again, no advertising of these. We're not even on a golf course, we're underground, miles from anywhere, and you can see that every person here has come from word of mouth recommendations. You can flip through any page and you can see again, any year, any page. And this is the sort of experience we have here in the school. And again, why we feel we can offer you this advice and we can offer you these teachings with total confidence. So this is the room here where people come and play the golf courses. You can hear the sound effects. Yeah, all these simulators are terrific, really. You can change the weather. And we find this is a great tool. It was always our ambition years ago to have actually a teaching studio with the golf course right outside. And this has really done that for us, because we can teach in the room and then we can come in here and literally on the golf course. And it's fantastic. So the golf school was formed in 1951, 65 years ago, and in that time I think it's fair to say that the mechanics, the backswing and the downswing are pretty much well understood. They've certainly been comprehensively logged. What you see now on YouTube and the videos, you see lots and lots of golf instruction. And everything just talks about the backswing and the downswing and the impact to a certain extent, but nothing is ever mentioned about the follow through. And what people don't realise, unless you get the follow through correct, you're not going to get the pre-impact consistently correct. And by the follow through, what we mean is the post-impact arc here, keeping the hands and arms at the same width from the body as they are throughout the impact zone, like that there. The vast majority of people, poor players especially, they come to the ball and just short of the ball or just after the ball, their arms contract, they pull up like that, the club comes away from the ball and generally the ball goes out to the right. Or it can get stuck there and flip over and go to the left. You hit the ground behind the ball, you hit it on the top. Now what we have to do, we have to learn a post-impact arc here that matches the pre-impact arc. So the club comes up to there and stays on that line. What really confuses the players, they can hit 4 or 5 good shots in a row followed by 5 or 6 bad shots in a row without perceptibly changing their swing. And what that is, or what causes that, is that they come down to the golf ball here, they can hit the ball fantastically there, they can pull their arms in afterwards and they don't notice it because the ball's already gone. So the fault they've had there actually happened after impact. And they can carry on, they can play some really good shots actually, they can come down again. They can hit a good shot and put it in again, and they don't notice it. Then they're going along nicely, and then what happens? Just prior to impact, the fault they had post-impact starts prior to impact, and they come down to here like this, and just short of the ball. Even if it rises up by a fraction, they do that there, the ball is sideways. I'm obviously showing it in an exaggerated way, but believe me, even if you do this by a finger width, it's going to affect the flight of the ball. So, what happens is, they hit good shots by doing a bad fall afterwards, they do bad shots by doing the fall just before the ball. And to get the before ball right, you have to sculpt that part there. This is the bookend that holds everything together. The importance of finishing school is that you know that you must have a solid post-impact arc that matches the pre-impact arc. So the club comes up to here, it's square 6 inches before the ball, it's square 6 inches afterwards, and it retains its width and its space there from the body as it goes through. It most certainly doesn't do this, even if it does that by a finger width, the shot's ruined. So now we're going to show you the front end therapy drill, which was devised by Leslie King in the 1950s. And the reason he did this is because in the days before video camera, people's backswings were so bad and they wouldn't actually believe where he said they were on the backswing. So, and also while changing the backswing, they feel so awkward. So what he did, he let them use their old backswing for a while and built the finish for them. He used to create a short backswing, made the finish, and then they played with their old backswing, and to a certain degree, the finish would compensate for the bad backswing. So what we're going to show you now, Dave's going to do this for us. Dave, can just go back and stop 6 inches before the ball, please. So Dave's going to go back on his backswing a little way. That's it, that's enough, Dave. Now down and stop there. So you stop there, just pre-impact like that. You see the face of the club is square in relation to the body, which we'll come back to later, before impact. Now next one, come down and stop at impact, Dave. Press the ball, Dave, put the club behind the ball, that's it. Now come down and stop at impact, so you come up that way, you come onto the ball, there he is, we stop just afterwards, but there you are, you can see the club face was square at impact position and square just after he hit it. And then we're going to go through to the quarter finish. You see the club is still square in relation to the body. So what we can do from now, we now hit a ball and we'll go into the half finish position. So what we can do is go back onto that backswing, hit the shot and stop at the half finish. So there he is there. He goes back and go through and stop at the half finish. That's perfect. So you can see that here, club face is square in relation to his body. His hands and arms have retained the width, the radius from their body. They haven't contracted, they haven't lifted up, they've kept that line there, which of course is what the book is all about. Okay, so that's perfect, Dave. And now if you can do another one for us, and this time you can go through to the three-quarter finish, hit this ball, and go through to the three-quarter finish. That's lovely, there you go, that's the three-quarter finish. And now if we go to a full finish, you just take it over there like that to its completion, And then you drop the arms down there and check that at the end of the swing, the club face is square in relation to the body. Now, later on, we'll show you how to sort of manipulate the ball slightly right or left by turning it in to go left, holding it open to go right. But for the moment, we'd like you just to keep the club face square like that. And when we talk about in relation to your body, I'll quickly show you what we're talking about. There's the club face there. If you face on this ball with Dave, that's square in relation to your body. Drop the arms down. That's square as it was in relation to your body. Now we can actually go up that way, like that, that's square. You can go here, that's square. If you just turn towards me, Dave, that's square. So the club face is always staying square in relation to your body. And it's crucial that you understand that, because by far the easiest way to play golf is by keeping the club square in relation to the body throughout the whole swing. Well done, Dave. Right, now Phil's going to show you how we use the impact bag. Now, first of all, we have to say a lot of people use the impact bag badly, because all they do is they hit it as hard as they can.
Try demonstrate that.
Demonstrate that, Phil.
That's terrible.
They hit it as hard as they can. Not only do they do that, but also their hands jump up.
Yeah.
So show the fault now, but a lot of people use. They jump up like that, which is the very thing that we're warning against in this book. So
no good
the
at all,
impact bag, no, not at all. The impact bag that people think is going to help them can actually hinder them. We use the impact bag for placement. So Phil, you just do it a little bit slower now, because you're a bit too strong for us really. You just hit that there and you stop with the blade square. So there's the club face square. So that ball there is going to go straight from there. Sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people don't understand it. Now Phil, show us where it would be if it went to the right. There's the face open, so that ball's going to go to the right. And now we're going to do the next one. Turn this one and go to the left. Now it goes to the left. So you can see the blade there dictates where the ball's going. But it's not only impact we've got to get it right, we've got to get it right post-impact, which again is the purpose of this book. So we'll put this time, we'll address that there for the ball. We'll put the bag just beyond you like that. And we'll get you to come through and we'll get you to stop where the bag is with the face square. That's it. Stay there. Now there you are that way. So you can see if the club face is straight, it's square at the sort of three-quarter finish position, like that. It's crucial it's there at that stage. If it's like that at that stage, it's more than likely been like that pre-impact and you've hit the ball to the right. This is again why you have to check the post-impact. If you've turned it over and it's like that, it's more than likely been like before impact. So again, we have to again stress the whole importance of this, just to again, Phil, is that you keep the club face square into the quarter finish like that, quarter the club face like square.
Lovely.
Okay?
So nice and smoothly. This is into the quarter finish.
That's square. That ball's going to go straight. Now we've learned how to do that with the club face, we can now do it with, first of all, football.
Yes.
So we're going to get a football over now. We'll use a slightly smaller one. I'll tell you what, we use the big one we used in the book. And we'll put this ball here. And using a big ball, well, it may seem silly, it's actually great, because a lot of people can't relate to a small golf ball. But when they see the effect of a big ball, like a football, they can see what effect, or what effect the hands twisting or holding the club face open has on the ball. So Phil's now going to hit the ball three different ways for you.
So should we do the straight one first?
We'll do the straight one first. So you're going to hit this
very
here.
gently. This is the straight
comes
one.
down there, drives the ball down the middle like that. So you can see the spin on that ball has gone dead straight. The club face is square. After you've hit the ball, the club face remains square like that. This is the whole thing. This is keeping the width, the radius, and the length there. Like that. Haven't stretched, haven't contracted, just stayed the same. Now I'm going to show you the ball goes to the right, which is what most people do. And if you try and hit late, by the way, or squeeze the ball out the turf or whatever, you're going to do this one badly. The ball's going to go out to the right. So this is now off to the right. So
Probably the most common one we see.
This is the common one we see from everyone. So it goes that way, comes down there, and the ball is just spinning sideways like that. So the face of the club is open. And again, as I said a minute ago, if you try and hit late, as it's a vogue, you can hit the ball like that. But we're going to come to that later, okay? And now, Bill, if you now show us the one to the left, the one suffered by the good player, really, okay? And this is one to the left. This is when the hands just get a little bit overactive. They just turn over a bit. They don't release early. That's almost impossible to do. They actually just turn over. and that one's gone left. So there, you can see that now in a very simple form of how the football goes right, left,
Very
straight.
effective, that exercise with the big ball.
Yeah, and then you can even go to a smaller ball. So again, so you can work your way down. So you've gone from the football.
Do we want the straight one?
We'll just hit this one straight, Paul. We won't worry about
this one's the straight one.
Just the straight one. That's perfect. That looks really good. Okay, and then really just that's like a tennis ball now, but we'll go straight from the golf ball. So really, from that ball to a smaller ball, that tennis ball would be perfect. Now we're going to do it with the golf ball. So just do as gently, hit it straight down the middle. That's straight down the middle. That's fantastic. Well done. Perfectly demonstrated.
Thank you very much, Dan. Well done.
So, we're going to talk about the backswing this time. We're going to talk the backswing problem. I'll do it actually with a student here. So, Jules, can you address the ball, please? Now, when Jules first came to us, he did what 9 out of 10 golfers do, or did, until we wrote the first book. We think that's changed a lot of it. And that Jules used to go back and he used to twist and roll his hands so that halfway back, he used to be back that way like that. And that's the thing suffered by most golfers. And you can see that once you do that there on the backswing, you're really struggling now to square the blade up like that. So what we did for Jules, and what we do for everybody who walks through the door, just address the ball again. I'm going to push you, and take it back so that you take the club back that way, and there's no roll at all of the hands. The hands literally just hinge like that. You can see those hands are hinged like that. Now from here, even on a short swing, the club can come down now, and the blade can be square before you hit the ball, and the blade can remain after the ball square like that, because the hands are hinged as opposed to roll. So let's just have a do that again, Jules. So you just take the address again, and see if you can go back on your own this time, and get that blade into the correct position. So you're going to take it back that way. So it's very good, very good. There's his halfway back position. And now from there, for a full backswing, all he's going to do from there, without breaking his wrists, is turn the shoulders around and move the arm up. That's lovely. There you go. There's the arms there. You can see that's sort of below horizontal with the wood. That's where you see the great sort of Justin Rose, which is our favourite swing, that there. And then from here you come down to that position there. And then it's just a question of moving the right hand, the whole right side, squaring it up and going into the finish that way. Beautiful strike. And again, the follow through, hands and arms, retain that width and radius as it's gone through the ball, facing the club is square. Well done. Okay, now let's just do one more. We'll just show how easy it is to check the club face is square in relation to the body, as it should be for a whole swing. So just take it halfway back again. That's it. There you are. That's that there. Now, if we now turn around, if George just turns around to face me now, see that the club face is the same as it was when it started. So you can now drop the arms down there, and now you're back to where you were at address. Okay, can you see that? Okay. Now take the address again. You can see that George did a lot on his work, but the grip's a little bit unusual, but we actually work around that. We wouldn't change his grip just to be technically correct. It works well for him, and we leave the grip like that. Now take it halfway back again. Once more, there's your backswing position. That's what you need. Then you can take it up from there, and you can bring it down like that. Now we're going to try hitting one all together. Okay, so it's a bit of a risk now because he's on the camera and he's not a pro golfer, hasn't played for that long. So he's now going to see if he can do one live. Okay, off you go. Hold it, not bad. Stay there. Finish. Not bad at all. Well done. Okay. 4 months short.
Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Love it. There you go. Yeah. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Love it. There you go. Yeah. Don't tell them that. Right.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's good there. Okay, that's perfect. Now just take it up to the top. Well done, beautiful. Now from there, we bring it down to that position. That's lovely. Now have the whole right side now coming that way. You can see that you've got the club square 6 inches before you hit the ball. You hit the ball there, and the club's still square after you've hit it. And you can see that here, the hands have maintained their distance from the body, their radius is big, pulled in, and then you go through and you finish like that. Okay, so you can hit another shot now for me, and just do that for us. Okay, so the swing's looking great though. Okay, just do that, and then hold the finish when you get there, and drop the arms down. In a full swing? Yeah, in a full swing, yeah. Stay there, hold it, That's it. And then when you finish, you just drop it down that way there. You hold the finish part there until the ball has landed. People think this is love, but we think to just show it off. It's not. If you've got this bit here, if you go through and hold that position there, it makes you go through the ball rather than at the ball. That is your bookend. That holds the rest together. Okay? So don't move. That's it. Now have a look at this here. See what he's done was going through. He's talking about to follow through. He's played like a cricket shot. This elbow has come up and the ball went sideways. Okay? Because what happened is that as you came just short of the ball, just post a pre-impact there, your arms pulled up that way, and that made the ball go out to the side. This is why we have to have the finish correct. So this is why we need the finishing school. So address the ball again. I'm going to push you again this time. So just address it that way. Go back into your normal backswing. That's it. Back to normal backswing there. That's it. Now from there, you're going to come down this way like that there. Now you move your knee foot a bit. Now your hands and arms go through there. I'm just taking you through to sort of three-quarter finish with your elbows close together there. This knee and foot round. Hold your position there afterwards. And then now you turn it over now and check the place square. Alright, so this is the way to go to the left, that way to go to the right, that goes straight. Alright, well done. Just have one more shot. Stay there, hold it. Now drop the arms down, hold it, that's it. Just do it so I think that's much better. Well done. That's good, okay. Alright, okay. Now, next time, this time, you hit the shot here now, right? What I want you to do, even if you miss it, feel that you hold the finish, okay? So, literally stay at the finish until the ball is landed, alright? So, just that way like that, yeah. Now, when you're ready, hold it, now stay there. That's now she held the finish there, so she completed the swing that way. Then she drops down, this bit she thinks is for the TV camera. It's not, it's very important. But she checks that the club faces square like that there. Can you see that there? That's a good swing.
And it does.
And it does. Okay, that's perfect. You know, Sally here has got we've got the two-handed baseball grip, which is the oldest grip in golf. And this grip went out of vogue for a while, but we think it's fantastic, especially for girls, it makes it a lot easier to actually feel 10 fingers on the club. And where it helps with backswing, because as you go back that way like that there, but having 10 fingers on, you can feel some support from the right hand. So the right hand holds up that way like that. And then also as it comes down, that right hand, having the fingers on the club, on the club, it makes it easier to come down and square the blade like that. Often when people interlock, which is great for a good player, not for a beginner or a not so talented player, they can't move their hands at all. So traditional teaching will say to you that ladies should use an interlocking grip. We would say the total opposite. The baseball grip is far better. So let's try again today. So there's the baseball grip that way, like that. Okay. And again, it shows that we're adapting to different people. Okay. So it's not one for all. We have a model, we have a system, but it's adapted to suit the individual. That's perfect there. Then it goes back to there. That's actually perfect. Then you come down to there. Now you move your knee from hip, and the blade square there before you hit the ball. It's only a bit rusty, which I've done anything for a while. And then you go to that way, and there's the club face square. That way like that. Well done. Almost. Give it the flag.
Yeah.
That's it. Job done. That's it. We do cup with that. So we wind it up. A little nearer, only half an inch, sorry. Got it, lovely. Big turn. Okay, love it. Hold it, check it, done. Super.
Hold it, stay there. Good. Now drop the arms, check the blade. Well done. Good. So when we learn the swing, obviously there's a certain percent of people say, oh, you can't teach positions. Well, we agree with that. We don't agree with it because unless you've gone through a position, you can't hit the ball because the only way you can hit the ball is by having the club square before the ball, at impact, and beyond impact, and the club has to go through the correct plane and positions to achieve that. But what we don't agree with it is we don't want static positions like that. They have to flow. And what we do in school, we learn the positions slowly like that, static, but we straight away make them flow together. First of all, we do it in slow motion. They flow in slow motion, then gradually they pick the speed up and it becomes natural. Just like when you drive a car. When you first drive a car, you do everything very slowly, and then before you know where you are, you're doing it at normal speed. And that's how we teach the swing. We don't teach it stuck all the time. We just teach position, but then we blend it in slow motion. Ian's going to show you now. Ian, can you just go through, first of all, the swing. Just show us the positions first, okay? So this is graded positions. There's one. Now the next one. Good. Now come down and stop pre-impact. Just before impact that way. That's it. And then just go after impact. There's his positions. Now he's going to put a swing together. Well done. That looks good. Now he's going to put a swing together in slow motion. Can you just make a slow motion swing now? Doesn't matter how you hit it. Just make a slow motion swing in. Brilliant. Now stay there. Now, so he held that open a little bit. On purpose probably. He's a good player. And now there's a slow motion swing. That's how he learnt it. Right, Ian, what handicap do you play off?
I'm 7.
The 7. Okay. So now he's going to show you how he would play it normally. So we have a full shot from you here. Don't worry about where the ball goes. Beautiful. And see, actually, when it went at full speed, it made it easier for him because the face squared up. Now, I've shown you earlier on. We just showed you Jules moving into the halfway position and explained how the majority of golfers twist the club around there like that. What we have to do really to stop people doing that is devise a few drills, which we've done. The best one, one of the best ones, is if you put your right hand on the left wrist like this. So you put the right hand on the left wrist, you squeeze the fingers together, and you take the club back. And as you take it back to there, and you can see now the shaft hasn't run over that way like that. So again, I'll just show you from this angle, gone that way, take it back, and there's the shaft like that there. Pretty impossible to do that with this hand around the wrist. Another way we can do it, a very simple way, is if we just stand there like that and lift the arms in front of us. Take the arms to there and then turn that way like that. That's actually pretty much the perfect halfway back position. Okay, you can also do that when you finish, by the way. You can take your arms in front of you and turn there. And now we're back to the follow through, of course. And another drill that you can do, really, but is a very simple one. You can do the drill that we do here, like that. You can do another drill like this without the club, but a real favourite one of mine is if you put the hand down that way like that. So you're now putting the right hand well below the left hand with the shaft. You're taking it back, taking it that way, and again, with that hand there, it's pretty much impossible to do that. And this is one of the reasons really why the baseball grip works so good for people, so well for people. Because when the right hand sits below the left hand like that, there's more support on the hand. Sorry, the hand is supporting the club more and tends to lead itself to going back to there instead of going around the corner. And once again, once you have the club face like this, halfway back, the shaft like that, it's so easy to square the blade. If it's back that way like that, you're going to have trouble squaring up the bottom. So go back to the top again, Dave. So there is just a danger. A lot of people think you should pull the club down the way down to the ball. You shouldn't. When people try and pull it down, they come down stiffly like that there. And as they like that there, they come into it and actually hit it like that. And hit it sideways. The very thing we're trying not to do in this book. Okay. Now come again. Just get Dave. Take it to the top. Now people think you shouldn't throw the club out to the top. You shouldn't release early. And in fact, if your arm had stopped and you released early, yes, that would be bad, but that's almost impossible to do. The feeling of releasing from the top actually is almost what it should be like on the way down, as long as your arm moves down. If the arm moves down, pump it up down, Dave. Now Dave's releasing the club up there as he's moving his arm up and down. And if I put him on still here, if I did a freeze frame, it would almost look like he pulled it down, but he didn't. As I say, he moved his hands that way. Then it comes into here, and then we have it square before you hit the ball, and we have it square after it hits the ball. Now we're going to turn around and show you from the side. So just turn around this way now, Dave. Okay. So we're going to face on to Rob this way. That's it. Okay. Now we'll put the ball up. can't hear it over there, but you just address that ball there for me. Now go to the top of the backswing. That's that way. Now come halfway down. There he is there, perfectly positioned now to square it up to the ball, Dave. 6 inches before it's square. Hit the ball slowly, Dave. 6 inches after the ball, hit the square, and it maintains that line there. Now just show us what would happen if you tried to pull the club down, and if you tried to hit late, which is very much the vogue, but it's probably one of the worst things you can do. So he goes back that way, now he pulls it down, now come into impact like that, that's what you do. And that's how people hit the ball straight out to the right, so they try and pull the club down like that. Now, go back again, Dave, let's do the correct one again. So, come back that way, come just short of the ball. Now release the hands that way, that's it, now slowly. Now you can see that he hits the ball here, the blade is square, and it continues there after you hit the ball. Now, as that's in motion, and as you get a bit of turf of it, it gives the impression that the hands are like that when they hit the ball, which they're not. They actually, the club is square and it's moving through, and the hands look a bit ahead, okay? But they haven't done that. People see that on a pro and try and get that movement. That's a totally different thing. So just give me the club a second, Dave. So I'll just show you here for a second. So you can see I'm coming down here, I release the club that way, like that there. My hands move on, and it's that way like that. Now if I'm taking a bit of turf, and with the speed of the shot, it looks like the hands are ahead when I hit it. And as I said before, it may look it, and they are there, but you haven't actually done that to hit the ball. Trying to hold on to it and hit it late is the cause of more bad shots than anything. In the old days, the bad one we used to see from the top of the backswing for everybody, they used to throw it forwards like that. And a lot of that came from a misinterpretation of Ben Hogan's famous book, Fundamentals, 5 Fundamentals of Golf, when he actually said at the top that you actually spin your hips to start the downswing. It took everybody out there. What it actually meant was that the hips move across that way as it comes down that way like that. It's very rare now to see people move forwards that way. They do, but it's rare. And we've got a little drill that we're going to show you in a second to stop doing that if you do. Okay? That's coming up next. This is a bonus part. Again, this is the bonus part that's not in the book. This shows you what to do if you throw the club head forward from the top of the backswing. So just take it to the top, Dave. Now going back there, and it's keeping the club on the net. If you haven't got a net there, you've got a wall you can keep against. Now as you bring the club down, the club stays on the wall, on the net, like that there. Okay, now just start again, Dave. Now Dave's going to show you now, he's actually going to hit the ball with the club staying to the net on the way down. Off you go. That's it. There you go, perfect strike. Stay there, Dave. And another thing, another advantage from this exercise, it also helps the finish again. It keeps this elbow down and keeps the club that way like that. None of the old chicken wing, which you see from the book. Again, the very thing that we're guarding again, we're trying to fight in this book is that movement there through the ball. Okay? Well done. Tennis racket drill. Again, this is another great drill for the release of the club. So really, what people don't realise about golf, it's just a bat and ball game. And obviously it's really important what everything your body does, every part of your body does, etc. At the end of the day, it comes down to what your hands do. This is why you see players who you may think have got ungainly swings that don't look very good, but their hands work beautifully. And you see players who have got what looks to be a good swing and they can't play at all because they've got a poor hand line. At the end of the day, as we say, it's a bat and ball game. When you get a tennis racket, this makes you realise it. I'm going to show you first with the right hand. I'm just going to address the ball there like that. I'm going to go back to my backswing. Then I'm going to come down and deliver the club, the racket, to the ball like that. You can see what I've done. The ball would be about here. I've hit the ball, the hand released, and this part of the tennis racket here goes into the wall. Now, if I was going to come down and hit it to the right, I'd come down there, and like most people, I'd try and pull it down and hit the blade and squeeze the ball away, bang. Then I'm that way, the ball's gone sideways out to the right. And then again, the alternative comes down, just runs on me, and goes a little bit to the left, like that there. Do this drill with one hand. You can also do this drill with two hands. Anything when you do two hands, you've got to make sure your left hand doesn't hold it too tightly. Because a lot of people mess their swing up, even if this is a full swing with a club, because they hold it too tightly in the left hand and they pull it through like that. I've got my hands on there, I'm holding it nicely, take it back to there like that, then I come down and I release there, and again, this part of the racket has gone into the wall first. If I did it badly, I come down there, where's my late kit, there's the elbow up, and then if I did it again, the other side, I move it around there, and the blade turns over that way like that, and it goes to that side. In the previous book, Golf School Rule, we actually showed it with a frying pan. So if you've got a tennis racket, you can do a frying pan. You can do it slightly differently actually this time. Now I'm going to walk right up to the wall, and again I'm going to come down, square that on the wall. If it's bad, I'll come down and the handle will go that way. If it flips over, it's going to go that way like that. And again, you can do it with two hands. But again, this exercise is really important, stressing the importance of the hands, and again to stress that golf is a battle. We're going to show you the net drill. So basically what Dave's going to do here, he's going to make a full backswing, he's going to come through the ball perfectly and into the net there with the face square. So the idea again of this is if you get the face square at the end of the swing, after you've hit the ball, you've got a pretty good chance of getting it square as you hit it. So Dave, full backswing and into the net. Superb. Stay there, hold it. Now if we have a look at this here, see the club face is straight. If it was like that, the ball will go to the right. If it's like that, it goes to the left. Now show us one that goes to the right, Dave. So this is the exercise done badly. You'd be surprised how many people do this. That's it. They come in and they literally have this arm up here and the face open like that. And then show us the alternative to the left, which is very rare. A good player might do this. There's the face turned over. That's going to hit the ball out to the left, spin it out that way. That's it. And then once more, just the good one, Dave. Just to show, to finish off with the good one. Just to show again how the club speed should be square. That's square there. And then, as I said, the whole idea of getting the club face square there is that you've got a pretty good chance of keeping it square there, square it there, square as it hits the ball, re-square the ball, and the ball's down the centre. Well done. Now we're ready to show you alternative finishes, so you'll learn how to manipulate the ball right or left. Whilst we do this, we're going to talk about alternative swings, because people are under the wrong impression that if you have a model to teach, that you don't take in an individual's mannerism, or you change the swing just for the sake of it, which is absolutely ridiculous. The whole point of having a model or a method is that you can work every deviation off the main plan. So you've got a main model, and everything, every other swing, every alternative swing is a deviation of that. When we think about, well, when we talk about
Dustin Johnson, Jim
Stewart, they've all got their own individual mannerisms, but by the time they're halfway down the downswing into the ball and beyond, they're all pretty much uniform. Someone like, for example, Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth will close the blade up on the backswing and then open it exactly the right time on the way down. It worked perfectly. You wouldn't change Jordan Spieth's backswing just to be on our model, because it wouldn't make no sense at all. It's just everything sideways. So you always work with the individual's mannerisms. Yeah. The only thing we have to say is that having a model and having a system is just the easiest way to do it. It's the easiest way to get from A to Z, and also you can teach anyone who's not particularly coordinated, if you have a structure, because you can just put it into them and they can repeat it and actually get to a standard of golf that's acceptable. And what we're going to do now, we're going to show you how to shape the ball from an identical backswing and pre-impact. We're going to show you how to shape the ball right and left. So Phil, would you just go to the top of the backswing? So Phil's going to go to the top of the backswing here. He's going to come down just short of the ball, and he's going to have the club face square. Now in his first example, he's going to fade this ball slightly to the right. So as he comes through, he's going to hold the blade slightly open, like that, which will put a little bit of spin to the right on it. Show us the next one, Phil. Do it again. No, just do the same thing again, Phil. Go halfway through. So now he's going to open it up that way, and there he is halfway through. So you can see his hands are this way, like that. The ball is spinning that way. Important to show, though, to illustrate that he's kept the radius the same here. He's kept the width of the arms the same. He hasn't pulled it in like that to open the blade. He just held it off slightly, as Jordan Spieth does. Now go through to the three-quarter finish, Phil. And you can see that's the half finish, which is perfect actually, Phil, that's great. There's the three-quarter finish, then bound to the finish, full finish now, matey, ball back there, and then drop it down with the face slightly open, and that ball will go slightly to the right for him. So he wouldn't change his backswing when he does that, he wouldn't change his downswing to just short of the ball, he'd manoeuvre it through impacts. You can send the ball right or left through different things in your swing. This is the safest way to do it. It's the easiest way, and it keeps the model simple. Now the alternative, Phil's now going to show you how to hit it to the left. So again, he's going to have the same backswing, and he's going to come down, and just before the ball, he's going to be square. Now he's just going to turn the blade over a bit of impact like that there. So he's just turned this blade slightly in, we'll just put a slight left spin on it. Now show the halfway through, Phil. Perfect there, blade slightly closed like that. Now let me just show you again. There's a slightly closed blade there, hitting it left. That would hit it straight, that would hit it to the right, and that one was back there to the left. Now take it through the 3/4, Phil. There's that way, pull through the full finish, now drop it down, and there's the blade slightly closed. Show us the square, Phil. Show us the slightly open. That's perfect. But we must stress again, whilst we do this, that all these swings, the radius, the width of the body, the width of the arms, and the distance of the body stay the same through that part there. Okay, so we hope you've enjoyed the videos we've done for you to accompany the finishing school. I've mentioned it before, but I think this is probably the only golf book that's ever been written about the follow through, about the finish. Everything in golf now.
Well, I think with the details, Steve, you put in, it probably is. I mean, the books in the past have probably touched upon it.
Yeah,
and skimmed across it,
and most
they
people
haven't
think
really put the detail.
Most people think they do actually work the finish when they don't.
That's
because
right.
the finish has to be learned and sculpted the same way as the backswing. It's still regarded as an afterthought. Even people who've been teaching for ages, you know, would go on about the finish and they say, oh, the ball's gone by then.
Well, what about when I first came in as a wee young lad?
Yeah.
The first thing I had to do was 3 months, I had to do the finish. And once I got the finish, then the backswing was molded on, wasn't it? Do you remember that? Yeah.
It's good. And again, we've done the book. We'll tell you about what the book looks like, etc. I mean, some people might criticise the book and say it's just like a children's picture book. That was the idea. You know, I've done this all my life, and I can't understand half the instructions around the moment. I look at it, it's just confusing. Let alone for the normal person. The normal person who picks up a golf book can't understand what's going on. We wanted to create something that people would look at and immediately relate to put in front of them so they could make their swing and follow the instructions and get something out of it. And again, going back to videos, we hope by doing this in an informal way, we hope that you actually, this is added to the book and you understand the book even further. What do you think about it, Dave?
Yeah, like you're saying, Steve, it's just focused on the most uninstructed part of the golf swing, isn't it?
Which is
yeah, and everybody thinks that just happens, where you've just got to practice it in slow motion, and with all the drills you put in there, it just helps people understand it more clearly.
And what would you?
I think that's a really good point, Dave, that you said there.
Yeah.
The fact that you do things slowly,
yes,
you know, and do
So it's
things
high
correctly.
speed, that part, isn't it?
Everything's done. It's basically a blur, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a blur. That's where the club swinging is fast.
Good players wouldn't talk about this because they don't know it.
That's right. That's right.
They do it themselves.
It's
They do it instinctively.
Yeah, yeah.
And coaches are great players. They will do it instinctively.
That's right.
But for the normal punter, for the normal player, it's a really difficult problem. And also, while we're talking this, while we got a chance to speak to you all, we have to talk about method and model. Because some people, you know, every few weeks on the social media, you see these positions of golf pros, these really strange positions on the backswing, inferring that you can swing any way you like and still be good at golf. Well, that's fine if you compensate on the way down, exactly as these superbly natural, talented athletes do. But for a normal person, the easiest way to shape a swing up is to clean it up. And just to take it from there, clean every little part, and it's done simply. There's nothing complicated at all. Some people think that because we teach a system that somebody would come in here with an unusual, perfectly working swing, an unusual swing and work perfectly, and changes it just to match our model. But nothing could be further from the truth.
No, that's right, absolutely.
Anything else right to that, Bill?
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head really there, Steve. That I think that the word methodology or method can be a misconception, can't it?
Yeah,
that you apply the same thing to everybody, and that's not the case at all. Everybody is different. Everybody is different. They always have been.
And if you haven't got a basic method, you shouldn't be teaching.
You shouldn't be teaching, really.
Because you've got nothing to do.
Right.
It's all guesswork.
That's right.
It's all just guesswork. Try this, try that. When people come to us, we know what they're going to look like by the time they're finished. And you know, the place has been here for. The place, you've got to have a map of the swing. You've got to know where you are at each and every stage of your swing. people hit 4 or 5 bad shots, then they hit 4 or 5 good shots, they've got no idea where it comes from. And as we said in the introduction of this finishing school, most people look to the backswing, downswing, it's more or less just before impact and just after impact. That's the sort of area that is still very grey. Anything else to add to that?
I think that's excellent, Steve.
So anyway, if you've got any problems or if there's anything you don't understand, give us a ring, drop us an email, and we'll try our best to help you out. And good luck with it.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck.